wanna be down with the king.
It's the Sports Kings. Sports Kings. Big Mike.
He might fall off the wagon in the next 10 minutes.
Rob Calloway.
It's about bringing talent. It's not about all the flash and glitz and glam.
Not your average sports talk show. The Sports Kings.
This is NFL legend, Work Done.
This your boy D. Howard, a.k.a. Superman.
I'm Jerome Bettis, the bus.
It's Cam Newton. Holla at your boy already.
This is Hank Aaron, and I'm down with the King.
Tell a friend, Kings is back.
And we're down with you, Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. I'll fight anybody who tries to dispute that. I am Big Mike. This is the Sports Kings podcast, as heard on Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Spread the word, man. The Kings are back. Back meaning from our days on CBS Radio Atlanta. Did a couple of years of pedestrian radio. And I was telling Rob last week, I don't know about going back. This is too much. Like, this just fits me too well. You know, being able to have an opinion on what I want to have an opinion on. You know, and not feel the glares of someone in upper management feeling uncomfortable because my opinion may make someone else uncomfortable, which may hurt advertising dollars, which means, you know, people have to be fired and suspended and things of that nature. But anyway, you guys can get in touch with us at any point in time while you're listening to any episode. This would be our 6th episode of the Sports Kings podcast. This one being done by flying solo today would be me. Rob Calloway had another engagement to take care of today. He should be back tomorrow though, so that'll be great. Sports Kings Live, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you hear anything during any of your listens to any of the podcasts that we've done, feel free. Drop us a tweet, a crazy Instagram, a Facebook post. Although I think something's going on with our Facebook because I don't really know how to do it, and for some reason Rob has trusted me with it, and I may have just destroyed the whole entire thing. What I tried to do was take the Facebook page that we had that was set up as a personal page and convert it to like a what they call, I guess, a fan page, where you have, instead of whatever it was before, now it's likes. Like, I don't have a Facebook page myself, so it's very, very alien to me. I vow to be the last person on earth without a Facebook. Well, I vow for everyone to have a Facebook page on earth. If everyone has a Facebook page on earth, I'll be the one man who doesn't, or one person who doesn't. So now that I've been entrusted with the task of dealing with the show's Facebook page, I have no earthly idea of what the hell I'm doing. So I'm not sure if, like, when I'm posting these things, these episodes, if I am sure they're not going to the one that I converted to, and I'm not sure how to make that happen. They're going to the old one, but seeing as though that one's still there and it's supposed to have been converted, and it has been converted, there's a new page. I'm not sure if you guys have been able to see those things. So that's, I guess my dilemma or whatever. Try to contact the Facebook people, but I don't know how soon they get back to you on things like that. Mark Zuckerberg's people. Before we ended the last hour, we were running through the free agency goings on. The league year starts tomorrow at 4 p.m., the official league year, but teams have been able to, I guess, unofficially tamper with free agent prospects over the last couple of days. And this just in, basically, from Pro Football Focus's Michael David Smith. He says that Frank Gore is actually having second thoughts on signing with the Eagles. Now you wonder, like, what could that be? You know what I mean? You gotta assume that these players talk. And the word out of Philly was that LaShawn McCoy was very, I don't want to say very, but he was kind of dissatisfied with some of the cultural changes that Chip Kelly is trying to make. One of them being how hard they had to work out Saturday before the game. And being a running back, you definitely want to keep your legs under you. You know, you want to have fresh legs before the game. You want to kind of get off of your feet and not be doing so much the day before a ball game. So now what you're hearing is, you know, Frank Gore may be having second thoughts. And he has time to see if he has any other suitors that would more so fit him and what he's expecting out of the team that he joins. We talked about it last hour, the fact that he's older than Shady. You know, he's that proverbial hot potato that I'm always talking about, that you start dealing with these older players. They always, and just the other thing about an older player, they always have something left in them. There's always a glimpse of greatness left in them. Like Jordan, he can hit somebody for 50 in a Wizards jersey. But the next game, he's going to get like a DNP. He's going to be busted up and hurt. Same thing with NFL players. Like the year, like Joey Porter had like 19 sacks one year. The very next year, it was trash city. You know what I mean? A lot like Emmitt Smith. You remember Emmitt Smith went out to the Cardinals, Arizona, and had like 200-yard games back to back. And folks was like, "Look at that! Look at Emmitt." Nah, Emmitt's just great. And the great ones always have something in that reserve tank to remind you. Brett Favre had it. He had some throws loaded up in the reserve tank to remind you that I'm great. Don't get it twisted. But the thing is, you don't have that sustained greatness anymore. You don't have that 15, 16 game greatness anymore. You got like a 1 or 2 game spurt in you to, again, remind people. And so when you look at a guy like Frank Gore, had a lot of carries in San Francisco. They tried to lower him in recent years, but Frank Gore is still Frank Gore. He's that guy. You know, I feel the same way about, like, Marshawn Lynch has become a folk hero. He's become a mythical creature that no one believes is going to get any older. But he will, and Father Time will win again. And if Rob was here, I would ask him, Rob, what position does Marshawn Lynch play? He plays running back. And to add a caveat to that, he plays running back violently. He runs mad, which means he takes a lot of hits, though. You know, it takes a lot of people to bring him down, and he takes a lot of punishment, as well as giving it out. But his body takes a lot of punishment. So Seattle re-signing him, and kind of, you know, it's a surprise they didn't learn their lesson. You remember Sean Alexander? Who remembers him? Remember Sean Alexander would lead the league in rushing. He broke the touchdown record at the time. Sean Alexander was the truth. Signed that new deal out in Seattle and fell off the map. I think 2 teams later, he was out the league. He was with the Redskins, couldn't get on the field. And that may have been the last team. But I almost want to say that he was on the team after that, trying to make, you know, that one last gallant effort. Like, he was one of the guys who had nothing left in the reserve tank. Like, he maxed out. Like, he was on the side of the road, broken down, without a gas station in sight. And here we are. It's almost like history repeating itself. You know, a fan favorite, a guy who's beloved by that community in Seattle, and Marshawn Lynch, beloved by his teammates, a guy who produces for you. You know, but he plays running back. He didn't play quarterback. You got to pay that guy here in a second now. You're going to have to pay Russell Wilson, you know, what his perceived value is. Hopefully you can get him under one of those team-friendly Colin Kaepernick deals. But if I had to bet on it, I'd say you wouldn't. You wouldn't. This is a dude who already has to feel. He, his agent, everyone around him has to feel been grossly underpaid. Grossly underpaid for what he's delivered. You know, being drafted in the 3rd round, you know, a couple $100,000 a year. Yeah, it's time to kind of, you know, back up the Brinks truck and say, load it up, homeboy. Load it up, Pete. All you guys in Seattle, load it up. Yeah, we're robbing the bank. This also just in. Like, things are still moving very fluently. Is that what I'm looking for? It's a very fluid situation in the National Football League, and it will be for the next, definitely for the next, I don't know, not necessarily 24 hours, but 18 or so hours. The Rams cut ties with tackle Jake Long. Last hour, I talked about the team here locally, the Atlanta Falcons, how quiet they've been. Now, the funny part about that move, this particular move, is that former Falcon exec Les Snead is the general manager in St. Louis. So you got to wonder, is this just a salary cap situation with Jake Long, or are there some performance concerns? Are there injury concerns with the young man? What's the actual deal? And you can bet a team like the Atlanta Falcons, who desperately need help along that offensive line, will reach out, or should reach out to Les Snead to find out what the goods are with this kid. Is he worth us investing some dollars into? Would he be an upgrade to what we have? And seeing if you can get a guy in with some experience, a guy who has, again, that pedigree, and his cousin is down here. What's the kid's name? Didn't they just draft a kid named Long to play offensive tackle? No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of God, no, I hate that. I hate names. Me and names, Jesus Christ. But I thought that kid's name was Long, and now the name just totally escapes me. This is the Sports Kings podcast. I am Big Mike, my homie, my partner in crime, Rob Calloway, is out tonight, taking care of some duties that he had to get taken care of. We're being heard on Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker. You guys can, we'd appreciate it if you told a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, that we're here. We're back off of what seemed to be a long hiatus from our broadcasting, and trying to, bring you guys a different sort of sports talk radio. Or, I don't want to call it radio. A different kind of sports talk broadcast, because pedestrian radio is what it is. We're on the internet now, no longer on your dial, as they say. So yeah, Sports Kings Live is our Twitter, Instagram, and our Facebook. You can email the show at sportskingshl@gmail.com. Going back to what's going on in the land of the NFL. I'm sitting here as I'm talking to you, literally scrolling through these moves to see what's oh yes, because I tweeted about this yesterday, and I'm glad that just it's in my notes. You can't have an NFL season, off season, without someone mentioning one young Timothy Tebow. It's being said that Tebow can now throw the football. They want. It's so God, I can't believe I'm doing this. Yeah, after like 2 years away from the game, Tebow has been working with Tom Brady's guy in order to shorten up his throwing motion, as well as they're saying now he's throwing a spiral with the football. So everybody's favorite winner is supposed to be looking for one more shot, because as you guys love to tell me, all he does is win. My homeboy's dad, a dude who I love to death. I love him like I love my own dad. We were talking about Tim Tebow the other day, and he is 100% on the side of Tim Tebow got the rawest deal ever in football. And I'm like, but Mr. S, he can't play NFL quarterback. Like he's like very, very bad at NFL quarterback. He was like, but did you saw he brought the playoff win and all that nonsense. Like, again, the whole ESPN, let me shove this down your throat and make you start regurgitating it on everyone else that you meet. Quarterbacks don't get wins. That's not even a thing. It's not even an official stat. And I can't remember when that started happening. I just know that when I was a kid, like, you didn't hear that about teams or about quarterbacks, their wins. their wins against this person, this other quarterback, who they're not necessarily competing against. Not even necessarily, they're not.